Hello once again. This is Save the Pumpkins podcast with your host, Amy.
And this is Shane.
Welcome back, everybody.
Yay, welcome back. So today we're going to talk about 2023's A Harvest Homecoming. Do you want to try these names? Or do you want me to just read them out?
Okay, so Trevor Donovan.
Plays Drew Granger. Yep. You're going to keep going?
Keep going.
Oh, you want me to keep going? Jessica Lowndes plays Lainey. I don't think I had that close enough to myself. Plays Lainey. I don't know if you want to...
Let's do the mom and dad because I've got some things I'd like to talk about them.
So I'm gonna spoil you a little bit or do a little fun with you here. The dad's name is Stuart Hughes, plays Barry Granger. Guess who's legitimately not on IMDb? That would be the mom. She's not there. I looked her up because I thought I recognized. Huh?
You don't have a name?
I don't have a name. She has a name, but I don't have one.
What? You know what?
She has a name. I don't have one. Okay, so Sarah Fisher plays Della, his sister, Drew's sister, and Roger Dunn is fantastic as Grandpa. He does a good job as Grandpa. And I mentioned the dad, yeah. And Ryan Allen plays Jason, his buddy, his friend, vice principal at the school. But I challenge you. Go look it up. I looked for her because I recognized her and I was like, oh, I've seen her before. She's got a super friendly face. Pretty. I
have
she's
no
pretty
name
lady.
for her.
You say that like I named her from birth and I've forgotten my child's name.
That's just odd that there's not a name associated on the cast list for.
I'm telling you, okay, hold on. I don't remember her name. I'm just going to tell you like it is. I don't remember the mom's actual name. Most of the moms and dads in these, it's not a really big deal. No. Nope. 0 on the name there.
Okay, well, I mean,
she was good. I mean, I don't.
Clearly, they're not wanting us to.
It was. I thought it was very strange too. I could not find it. I don't think it's that this woman has got some shady past they're trying to hide or anything like that. I think what it is Hallmark churns these things out. Ooh, did you catch my mistake? You're just not even paying attention to me.
It's a Great American Family movie.
Is not Hallmark. Are you looking it up or are you looking at something else?
No, I'm trying to find...
It's going to make me angry if you're looking at something else. I'm just going to quit and we'll walk outside. Go away.
No, I'm trying to find her name because that's a challenge that I'm willing to accept.
I looked it up for a little bit and I don't doubt that you could find it, but yeah, I couldn't find it. So we got to get into this one because I know you're just dying to talk about this movie. This is not a Hallmark film. Like we mentioned, this is a Great American Family. This is the network that... I think this was always a network before Candace Cameron Bure, or as the Reddit nerds call her, CCB, because they don't want to give her the time of day. They don't want to talk about Candace Cameron Bure and her, what was it I read in the one post the other day, all the Trump supporters or whatever they want to, like, these are just silly entertainment movies. People bring all kinds of silliness into it, but whatever. I think that the network was a thing before Candace Cameron Bure, but I could be wrong. So it is the network. She got in a lot of hot water because she said, we're going to go to a network that has more traditional values because she didn't want to be... Hallmark was going to start having more gay and lesbian relationships in their movies or whatever, or at least introducing it. And Candace Cameron Bure said, I'm not going to have any of that. She bounced and went into this Great American Family thing where I don't believe they have had a gay or lesbian relationship in any of their movies yet. I don't think so. Hallmark's just sort of getting around to it. But Great American Family, there were several people that went with her, I believe. Trevor Donovan is one of them. He is in this film. Jessica Lowndes, I don't really know of her a lot.
This is the first time I've seen her.
Well, she's been in a bunch of movies, and a bunch of Hallmarky movies and Christmas movies, and she's a singer. I like that. But yeah, I just haven't watched any of them. It's not because I don't like her. I just haven't come across any of them. But I think it's that these kinds of movies get churned out, back to what I was saying, so quickly that honestly, they make these things like they're a machine. So who's the person that's in charge of scraping and getting that information, like finding out who these actors and actresses were, right? That person just didn't care. Whoever that was, or tried, and whoever was on the production crew said, yeah, I don't know. or we're not going to get to them. I don't know where the blame lies, but anyway. So this movie is called Harvest Homecoming. We open up on it with a family farmland. We get the coffee shop music. This movie's got music throughout. That's
does it ever? And it is.
It's so fall and so.
No, I have described it as. Think back to the days when you would watch Tom and Jerry.
No one can see this. You have the biggest smile on your face talking about this movie. You were just dying to talk about it. Go ahead.
The first scene that it had this music on it, I was like,
the orangest scene you've ever seen in your life. It's Trevor Donovan driving a truck across land that looks like someone has spilled orange and yellow paint on. It's beautiful, but it's
okay. But the background music.
They turned the fall up to 11.
Think back to the days when you would watch on the weekends Tom and Jerry cartoons.
I don't get
where
that
there
from
was
it.
no voices for Tom and Jerry, but the music when Tom or Jerry was sneaking up on each other, it was kind of like that. Thump, 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 thump.
You think that's not the intro music to this movie?
No, this kind of music is.
You're talking about throughout the movie,
a whole movie.
Oh, the intro music is like a Starbucks CD that you would buy. It's like that folk.
Right,
it's every other music it's ever in any of these movies.
So I will give them the intro music. Fine, but it's that.
You're so dying to talk about this that you can't even wait until it gets to the scenes that you get to criticize. They're coming.
Just so hyper focused.
They're coming. Hold on.
These background noises that these Hallmark and these all American, great American movies are like. Why? Why?
Okay. Hold on. We're in a place called Chestnut Hollow, I believe, and we're in the house with Drew and his parents. He's coming home, and sister, let's now begin the conversation. I believe that when people decorate their homes for Christmas, it's wonderful, it's beautiful, but other than Christmas, I don't know that I've met anyone that decorates their house at any other time of the year. But someone came into this production crew and said, we doing fall.
We're doing leaves, and we're doing a lot of leaves.
Leaves are everywhere. At one point, we go to Jessica Lowndes' house. She's just moved in, and there are scotch-taped leaves on the cabinets. Talk about it now. Now have fun with this.
We looked at each other while we were watching this movie.
Yeah.
When it went from one scene to the next, back to the original scene, and no lie, those leaves multiplied. It was wickedly crazy to see how many leaves
they're strung up
they
in
added.
The entire house. They're in the bedrooms. They adorn the beds. The chest of drawers, the cabinets.
They go throughout the books on the bookshelves. Some of them have fairy lights behind them, so they glow. I have never in my life seen this many indoor
I'm going to be honest with you, it made me really happy, though, because I love fall. It was silly. Like when they got to Jessica Lowndes' house and she's unpacking her books or whatever with her friend, she's unpacking stuff and she's in the kitchen. And I'm looking behind her and I go, was the first thing that you did when you moved in get some scotch tape and tape those leaves on the kitchen cabinets? No one does that.
It was a very bright environment.
They wanted you to know that this was a fall movie. That's why they called it Harvest Homecoming, and they made it orange and brown. And if you're looking for orange and brown and yellow, this is your movie. It's silly.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Well, okay, so let's stay on that silly track, shall we? Because the opening scene, all that popped into my head was Leave It to Beaver. And the "aw shucks, Dad," the dialogue.
So we get our first sign that this is a great American family film. They say grace, and I imagine that offended someone somewhere. They say grace, but you're right. I think the thing that you weren't not. I was going to say hate, but that's way too strong. I think the thing we're going to find out that you dislike about this movie, I actually sort of like about it. It is almost to a fault wholesome. Like Leave It to Beaver wholesome.
I would say a little hokey. I like it.
You're right. No, you're right. But like they had their target set squarely on that, and they shot a bullseye. Like, that's exactly what they were trying to do. They wanted you to know that this is the wholesome version of Hallmark. I'm sorry, that's exactly what they wanted you to do. They want to be the Leave It to Beaver. You said all you could think of was Leave It to Beaver, and I guarantee you, whoever was behind the idea of this went, yeah, good. Mission accomplished.
Well, and then I want to ask you, did you ever at any point just close your eyes like I did when the dad was talking and realize that this man somewhere probably was a narrator for some sort of holiday Christmas movie?
Yeah, he does have
he has that voice.
He has and Mel, I think we went over here, and hey, Drew, are you home for the holidays?
Yes, and it was just
it was just my lady.
I mean, I know that was his voice, so you can't change that, but I just thought that was just
his parents are cute. They seem crazy about each other.
And
Grandpa's
I know we
hilarious.
can't find a name for the mom, which is so unusual, but I've been looking while we were talking, and I can't find it either.
See?
But she struck me as her character was trying to channel early on the actress Terry Garr. Like, I got that vibe from her. Like, she was trying to.
I don't. You're not saying that like an insult, right? Because Terry Garr is amazing.
No, not at all. But I just I felt like that there was
Terry Garr, Young Frankenstein, Terry Garr. You're talking about. I'm not trying to act like you
Mr.
don't know
Mom, Terry Garr.
Yeah.
So I
think
just
anyone that ever listens to this is going to know who the heck Terry Garr is.
I just couldn't get that out of my head every time she popped up on the screen. So I thought, yeah.
I like the mom. She didn't have very much to say, and when she did, it wasn't. It was fine. The mom and dad were cute. They're running into. So Trevor's home. Trevor Donovan. Oh my gosh, Drew. See, Trevor, Drew, whatever. Same names. No. Drew is home. We don't. He's like a substitute teacher. He teaches all over the place, but he's come home. Home for harvest. But no, it's Harvest Homecoming. Excuse me, I screwed the order of that up. Home for Harvest is another one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a piece of junk that we watched. Anyway, he's come home, and he's hoping to maybe run into. He talks about Rachel a little bit, hoping he doesn't, and we don't ever hear from her again. That's his ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, we don't see her. We don't know.
Yeah, never see her. Yeah, it's kind of weird. But he had a hurtful thing, but it was wholesomely hurtful. Everything in this movie is wholesome. It hurt me, but it was wholesome. I learned from it.
I'm glad that you got a wholesome vibe from it.
No, what did you get? Something sinister?
I honestly did not feel like, and I have nothing against these actors in this movie at all. I think that they carried out what it was that they were told to do. Yeah. But I felt like that this movie had no story to it. Like, they just existed. Like, it was just, remember we talked about that one movie that it was just like, we just went from scene to there's a scene, there's a scene. Like, it didn't flow. This had a little bit more flow. A little more, yeah. But I felt like at the end of this movie, what did they do? Like, her character was hired to
help get the farm marketed.
Reinvent this farm.
Well, market it.
This apple orchard.
This apple orchard, and they're going to bring in little goats and stuff. But
it was just like, okay, we're going to do that. But it wasn't like that it carried you throughout the whole movie.
I get what you're saying, but they didn't mention much about her helping the farm anymore. It was just the farm.
Right. It was just, I like
we really
more than that, we touched on that he had a ex-girlfriend, Rachel, who clearly we
don't hear from her again.
Did something to him.
Well, he doesn't need that. He's got Jessica Lowndes. I don't need no Rachel. I got Jessica.
But it's like she had here she is. She has a child from clearly somebody that was in her life at some point. But it was just like
he gets mentioned.
Okay.
Yeah, but only to make him go away.
I don't know. There wasn't a lot of nice consecutive build up to get to the ending.
The music's all over the place. I want to talk about that a little bit. When you watch it, the music is opening up, it's like coffee shop music. So it's like, okay, this is kind of what I would expect from a fall movie. Like it's like do 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 bling bling bling, and you're like, oh, okay, that's what I expect from these movies. But at one point it was like, and I'm like, whoa, we got Lord of the Rings music now. Like,
no, we got the creeping up.
It's all over the joint. The music is like, it's like, oh, you guys should pick a lane and figure out what you want your movie to be. But he's a substitute teacher. Drew is a substitute teacher. He's come to town. His parents are going to get a loan to try and get the place worked up a little bit. He initially seems like he's got a problem with them getting a loan because the farm's not doing so well, but that kind of goes away too because he meets the person that's going to help them market the farm, which is Lainey, played by Jessica Lowndes. Lowndes. Not Lowndes. Lowndes, yeah. And Lainey has got a little boy. I don't even remember the guy. Aiden is the little boy's name. Yeah. And Aiden is a little shy at school or whatever, and he happens to be in Drew's class, right? So Drew's kind of helping him come out of his shell. Drew's super wholesome, not as wholesome as Rob from Midnight Masquerade, but he's pretty wholesome. He's wholesome, and he keeps he helps Aiden kind of come out of his shell a little bit, and of course he starts falling for Lainey. And he talks with his sister, what did I say her name was? Della, a little bit. And there's some cute stuff there, but they don't delve into that at all either. Della's just kind of a very stereotypical sister type, the one that couldn't figure out what she wants to do with her life, like in Notting Hill, the sister that couldn't figure out what she wanted to do with her life. Yeah, and, they start to fall for each other, and it's pretty quick. The romance happens pretty fast.
Yeah, it's just an awkward
I thought
exchange.
the brother-sister dynamic was kind of cute.
I don't know. I got a vibe from her, Lainey, that her character I felt like she was just going to all of a sudden start doing a cheerleading cheer. Like, I just got the cheerleader vibe from
Jessica
her.
Jessica Lowndes looks like a cheerleader, and I don't mean that in a derogatory way. I mean, like,
yeah, she just has that kind of personality and look about her. And, we've seen Trevor Donovan in 3 movies now that I can remember. Out on a Limb with Ashley Williams.
Oh, look at you.
And then with Erin Cahill.
Nope, not even going to help you with this title. You have got this. I believe in you.
It's something to do with...
I believe in you. Look into my eyes. With Erin Cahill, you got that part. What's it called?
Yeah, it's judge and...
Nope. Oh, you're so close. You're
jury.
So close. No, you're so close.
I don't know. Just help me.
What's the judge have to do with? The law.
Land.
Love.
Oh, love.
Fall.
All in order.
Yeah.
Okay. And then now with Jessica Lowndes.
Lowndes. I think. Yeah. Lowndes. I don't think there's an S.
I believe there is.
No, there is an S. Like,
yeah.
I don't think you say it.
Okay, so
S,
out of the 3 that I've seen him in, I'm going to say right now that he portrays himself as the best character possible in the Out on a Limb with Ashley Williams. I think their chemistry together, honestly, in the 3 movies that we've seen and talked about.
Is that him, or is that the overwhelming live battery that is Ashley Williams coming to life and bringing out the best in everyone?
Yeah, so this is the 3rd movie now for me with him, and
I like Trevor Donovan. You don't like him? He's dopey a little bit.
He's interesting.
He's dopey.
Yeah,
he's a little dopey, but I
mean,
like
remind you, he was with a dog in the last one that we talked about. That was just
Maple.
Really uncomfortable. Maple, the dog.
Yeah, Erin Cahill hates her.
But he did very well in
Live on a Limb. Yeah.
engaging in a relationship with young Aiden and
helps him, teaches him basketball, teaches him how to fish.
Yeah,
does manly stuff because that's manly, good American, great American family, manly. We're gonna be manly. Can't have him be a girly man. Go ahead.
But like I said, I don't know. I found pleasure more in picking out the quirky things.
Do you remember when they went to at one point Lainey's putting Aiden to bed and the leaves were just attacking his bed. They were like, he's laying in a bed that looks like Halloween. It's like on each side is just a young boy's bed has fall leaves wrapped around the borders of it. It was ridiculous. I'm here for it. I love it. It was great because I love the fall, but it was like fan
was a little
service.
suffocating.
It was crazy. Let's see what else.
But
Anything else happened?
I thought that the grandfather brought a lot of the comic relief, and honestly was my favorite character in this.
Yeah, he was mine too.
show.
Grandpa was the best. He's got a little romance thing that goes on where he's trying to get a date with Francine, the local, I don't know, she's a baker or something. She's a baker, just a lady in town. And so he wants to impress her, so he goes and buys a bunch of pies, right?
To sell during
during the bake sale.
Fall.
And
Fall
so she's
festival.
like, she comes to the bake sale and she's like, these pies are really great. Think you could teach me how to bake them? And he's like, yeah, totally. So she invites him out on a date. And as it turns out, she's the one that baked them, that he bought them from.
Yeah, he had a lot of cute little lines
Really cute lines.
in the
Sweet.
in the movie.
Their relationship was great. Yeah, the conflict is that, he's in town for 2 weeks. They make sure you know that at the beginning. He's in town for 2 weeks. He's a substitute teacher. He's really looking to move on, but he meets Lainey, and that is, he's somebody he's crazy about. We have to say this. I think I mentioned it like a couple times while we were watching the movie. Whatever you think of the characters and the actors in this one, whoever dressed Jessica Lowndes, I loved everything she was wearing. It was the like boots. I love some boots on a woman. Boots and like just the cool fall clothes. I mean, the whole movie is just
Very
fall city.
Can't miss it.
Well, no, you can't. It's
Can't miss
it's
it at
orange,
all.
and you're not. I can't believe you're not going to talk about this. You'll be able to blame it on me. There's not one more thing you want to talk about. You got excited when you wrote it down in your notes.
Oh, I think I've said everything.
No, you didn't, because Drew plays guitar.
Oh, well, probably because I didn't want to say that. I just didn't want to be
Picking
too
on Trevor
negative
Donovan.
about it. But he does sing and play the guitar towards the end of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
It was something they could have left out, to be honest.
Okay.
I think it took away, to me, it took away from it.
Oh.
He did very well playing the guitar, but when he started to sing, completely lost me.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe this just wasn't his time to shine. Like, because he's maybe, if I heard a different song outside of this movie, maybe.
We've heard Jessica Lowndes sing. He should have totally played the guitar and said, "I want you to sing this with me."
Well,
And let her sing.
yeah. Well, I mean, he just that. I mean, that's all I'm going to say about that.
It ends like they all do. We get a little kiss or whatever. I know your score on this one. I can't wait to hear it. Mine's going to be higher than yours is, because I think that there is I'll say this. You used the word, so I'm going to steal your word for a minute. There's a suffocating amount of fall and wholesomeness in this movie that is so powerful that it actually sort of, at the end, I was like, you know what? People don't act like this. People don't scotch tape fall leaves to their kitchen cabinets. People don't dress their little boy's bed up on the borders with fake leaves. Nothing in the world.
Say never, right? I mean,
No,
I'm sure
come
there
on,
are
man.
some people out
And
there
nothing
that do
is
that.
this orange in the world. But if you're gonna be wholesome and that's your goal, and then you put nothing but wholesome things on the screen, what am I supposed to do to criticize that, apart from saying it's maybe a little bit hokey, a little corny, a little cheesy? But like, they were going for wholesome and fall. I dare you to tell me they didn't hit both of those things. Even if you think the wholesomeness is corny. And I'm not defending Great American Family. I just want good movies. I don't care. I just want entertaining movies. And we say it all the time, so I would be a hypocrite if I didn't bring it up. I don't think Trevor Donovan and Jessica Lowndes have very much chemistry. And that'll torpedo a movie for me and make me kind of lose interest. I did start to pay attention to the wholesomeness and the fall, because I didn't care about their relationship. Mm-hmm. I was like, I mean.
I'm finding that when I'm watching these movies, there's movies that I get like warm, fuzzy, like, oh yeah, this is really like hitting in the feels, you know?
Yeah.
If my kids heard me say that, they would tell me to stop talking, Mom.
Yeah.
And then there's the ones that are just so outrageous that it's like you're watching it just to see what that next scene is gonna hit in like just this is so corny. This is definitely that in the corny category.
Please
for me.
tell me that you're going to rate this one higher than Home for Harvest. The one with the terrible the avocado. It's my avocado theft.
Oh,
Don't you even start. Seriously?
Okay, so I'm gonna rate this probably a 3.2, and I can't remember what I.
Yeah, I don't remember either. I think it was pretty close. I think they're gonna be pretty equal.
3.2 on if we can say that Amy has like a scale for like corny versus movies for a scale of like warm and fuzzy fall.
I'd take it to 3.7, 3.6, 3.7.
So
I liked it more
so
than that.
3.2 I'm gonna say. Wow. But I mean, you have to, like, if you're just having like a bad day and you just really want to be entertained with just like.
But doesn't that make it higher than a 3.2? If it's entertaining enough to cure a bad day.
No, because I need to have a little bit of a story. Like, I have to be following something. And I just felt like they lost me in that there really just wasn't like a story. It was just things were just happening on the screen. It wasn't like the conflict was like not even a conflict. It was just like a whoopsie daisy, you know?
Well, it's certainly no woman gets trapped in a department store overnight and has a ghost meet her to get her shoe
on
addict.
that, because that is just clever writing.
Did you hear what you just said? Shoe Addict's Christmas is clever writing. We're going to talk about this when that one comes up again this year.
All right, well, let's close this one off.
Yep, I liked it more than you did. I think I'm 3.7, 3.6, 3.7-ish in there. I think the Wholesome and the Fall it won me over, but I get it.
All right, well, let us know what you think, and remember to do something that makes you happy today.
Have a good day.